If you are an ally, please stand. Come on up. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Awesome. Freedom, friendship, fierce fidelity. These are the values that bind the greatest and most enduring alliance this world has ever known. From the beaches of Normandy and the bridges of Arnhem, to the snowy heavy water plant in Rakujan and the harbors of Sydney and Darwin, the United States committed fierce fighting forces and the undaunted teams of the glorious amateurs that formed alliances across Asia and Europe. They were determined, no matter how long it took, to destroy expansionist fascist powers that were holding the world at gunpoint. Those glorious amateurs worked with British SOE to form intrepid Jedburgh teams and operations groups that parachuted deep inside Nazi Europe. They trained and equipped highly motivated resistance forces and networks that provided intelligence, ran daring double agent operations, sabotaged enemy positions, and mounted relentless propaganda efforts to demoralize the enemy. Their intrepid work saved uncounted Allied forces and paved the way for all of us to know how much we need to maintain sources, methods, and exceptionally smart, cunning, and dedicated clandestine operators and special forces with yeah, say yes. We need them with deep area and cultural knowledge, native language capabilities, and winning ways to make and keep friends. As demanding as World War II was when the Cold War quickly emerged, we knew our Allied network had just begun. We formalized a powerful Five Eyes partnership and pushed on an open door to create NATO. Together, we promoted the bold notion that we could advance peace, prosperity, and democracy by providing strength through coordinated diplomatic efforts and quiet back channels, intelligence sharing, intelligence collection, and a lot of military might. These alliances and structures and our audacious commitment to freedom were beacon lights for nations under Soviet control. We are so grateful for each nation that joined us after the Soviet Union fell. You bring deep expertise and experience that this alliance needs. You also bring a great set of beer, wine, and vodka, for which we are very grateful. NATO's beacon of light shined into the Warsaw Pact as a nation-to-nation strategy, but it was also deeply personal for some families, to include mine. My Grandpa Joe was a glider navigator in World War II. Before Operation Market Garden, he trained with British, Polish, and Canadian forces. Upon landing near Eindhoven, Holland, Nazi forces captured him and made a swift exit to Stalag 3, where he spent the rest of the war. He didn't talk very much, but when he did, it was always about a kind family, a Polish family. This was Stalag 3, is in modern-day Poland. In the process of liberating this POD community, and I say liberating in quotes, the Soviet Army's strategy was to shoot everyone who moved. Joe took a shot to the leg, and after the melee, he was able to crawl and limp his way to a nearby farm away from the prison camp, where he found a barn. In that barn was a family huddling and hiding in the corner. Nazi forces were retreating, and Soviet forces were advancing. There was nowhere to turn. When they realized he was an American, however, they fed him, they took care of him, and they let him lay in a straw wagon in the barn while he healed well enough to make his way further south. Had that family not cared for Grandpa Joe, my family tree would be quite different. Joe got to come home. He got to raise a family. He got to live a good life. The Polish family had to live under Soviet control. That always bothered him, and therefore it bothered all of us. It wasn't fair, and as I've come to learn from all of our East European NATO allies, no one who lived under Soviet rule got a fair shake. Stories like these remind us that wars are nation-to-nation events, but they are also deeply personal. Freedom, friendship, and fierce fidelity are not only national and allied values, they are deeply held personal values, especially in my family. As Poland joined NATO, my family was able to breathe. I am so proud to be on this stage to celebrate our OSS and current NATO allies, our Five Eyes partnerships, and other allies who cannot be present. Not since World War II have we felt the same close kinship, the brotherhood and sisterhood that citizens of free societies feel for each other, as we do today. As we witness the horrifying acts of terrorism and violence unfolding in the Middle East, we allies remain vigilant and ready to act when tyranny or terrorism dare to knock on our doors. May we use all forces of diplomacy, intelligence, back channels, and whatever else is needed to find enduring peace in the Middle East, something many in this room have worked very hard to achieve throughout our whole adult lives. As our brothers and sisters in Ukraine continue to fight for their freedom against Russian aggression, may our unique alliance of clandestine operators, special forces, diplomats, and military attachés remain strong, united, and unwavering. And so with great resolve and abiding friendship and fierce loyalty, let us raise our glasses to the best allied club the world has ever known. To the allies.